I had an amazing insight session with one of my dot sisters, Bonnie Surrey, this morning. And it tons of takeaways, but I wanted to share one of them right now before I go and do anything else. I had another coaching call. I had a coaching call like right after that, so I didn't get to share right away. And it's been sitting here, and I want to share. And it is regarding imposter syndrome. So when we say imposter syndrome or we use it, we tend to feel like we're stepping into a role that we are not yet meant for or ready for, and we're faking it until we make it, and we're not who we're claiming to be. So at least that has how imposter syndrome has been for me growing up for 4 decades. But holy shit. Let me just rewind here. So we legit, no, let's not just rewind here. Let's remember the story about the ugly duckling. Do you remember that story? Where there are all the little baby birds, all the little baby ducks, and the one was like bigger and dorkier, and he was like, instead of quack, 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 he was honk, honk, honk. I mean, he was ridiculous. All the other ducks were like, you're the ugliest duck we ever done seen, right? But it turned out, like, this duck went about his whole life and then finally realized he was a fucking swan. And not only that, but he was a gorgeous swan. But he grew up thinking that he was the ugliest of all ducks. And that literally is how generational dysfunction works. We are born completely perfect souls, 100% perfect. That includes every fuck up we're ever going to do in our lives. That involves every time we haven't been able to say something, or we've hurt somebody's feelings, or we've done something wrong. All of our flaws and all of our perfections, all of everything. The whole package is amazing. And then we go through life, and there's things that we learn from and adopt from our families, from our friends, from our schools, from our communities, from social media, from the world. And we end up way off course. I actually have a drawing here. Can you see it here? Okay. So say you start off as your true self, and you just stay that course. You stay true to yourself. You stay in complete, full belief of your self-worth, and you love yourself. You set strong, healthy boundaries that this is who I am, and this is how I am. This is what I do. And you don't let that be compromised for anything. And you just stay the course. Nice straight line right to wherever. I mean, always being yourself. You start here, you end there, you're always you. But with all of this generational, with all these different things, we've got little choices that we make. So instead of going straight, we end up veering from the course. Okay, it's very rare that we just and completely end like a bazillion miles away. It's not exactly how it goes. It's more of a jagged thing. Because we make a choice, and sometimes it can bring us closer to ourselves. We make a choice, it brings us further from our true selves. And we always have more than one way to look at and consider a situation before we're making a choice. And the thing is also, there's a thing called the Johari window, and there's things that we're aware of ourselves that others are able to see about us too, that we share with them. And then there's things that we possibly don't know about ourselves. We keep ourselves blinded from it, but other people see it all the time. It's like everybody's aware that you have this issue, but you don't see it because you're blinded to it. And then there's things that you know about yourself, but others don't know about yourselves. The things that you keep hidden in secret. And then there's the shit that's so buried, nobody knows about it. You're unaware of it, everybody else is unaware of it, and it's just hiding in there and leads to a lot of things happening, and you're like, why does this shit keep happening to me? And the importance of this all is self-awareness. So if you as we work on our self-awareness, we shed light on all of our blind spots, whatever facades that we're putting on, and we become more open and clear about who we are. We see ourselves more clearly, everybody else can see us more clearly. We're in more touch with ourselves. We are attracting those to us that are the people best for us in our lives and that we're the best for in their lives. And we're growing. And to be honest, all of these thoughts and beliefs that we have adopted along the way that have taken us from our true self, the belief that we're an ugly duckling when really we're beautiful swans, you're not stepping into imposter syndrome. You're breaking free from imposter syndrome. Who you were, that duck mentality when you're actually always have been a swan, but you see yourself as the ugliest duck in the world. You see yourself as an incompetent tree climbing fish. Hello, you're a fish, you swim. You know, like, analogies I'm getting carried away with. But living that lie, that is the imposter. And you're breaking free from it. And I'm like, what? I haven't even thought about this ever. I already have like the whole generational dysfunction, getting rid of the generational dysfunction and focusing on the generational well-being, becoming more self-aware, strong and confident, at peace with life, working in flow. And it's just, you learn something new every day. You see things clearer every day when you're actually being self-aware and you're working on yourself and you're staying in contact with like people that are the same. Like, they're also self-aware and working on themselves and continually growing, and we all have something to learn from someone or to share with someone, and it's just crazy. So, and we were just talking about like my own issue of breaking the family paradigm with scarcity, mostly around money. There's also time, but like, and feeling I've been breaking all those habits. I've been breaking that thought process and belief system. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this huge mountain that I need to overcome to get to the other side where I thoroughly live in abundance and total faith and belief. But living in the imposter syndrome, like, oh my God, I'm stepping into imposter syndrome instead of stepping out of imposter syndrome. I'm holding on to all those broken pieces as opposed to focusing all the energy and time into building new pieces, rebuilding who is actually me, breaking out away from that whole belief system. So, okay, I got a little carried away with the blah, blah, blah. But honestly, that's just crazy. So if you're currently working on becoming a way better version of yourself, remember that how we talk to ourselves is very important. So I'm becoming a better version of myself. Gee, that sounds kind of good. I am coming back to me, my pure, amazing version of myself that is just me. I'm not becoming a better version of myself. I am getting back to being my original self. And we can feel vulnerable when we do this because when you put out your true self and people reject it, you are honestly being rejected. When you're putting out a facade, people are just rejecting a lie. It's whatever, and it's more surface feelings. But to bare your soul and be like, this is me, terrifying. And you know what? Our bodies don't know the difference between fear and excitement, so it's not terrifying. It's exciting. This is fun. Let's do it.